There's an inconvenient truth about changing your life. Your new life is going to cost you everything that makes your current one stable and familiar. And if you're not ready to let go of familiarity and stability, that video might not be for you, because your new life is going to cost you your comfort zone. The reason we keep going back to the same things is because they bring a sense of stability and familiarity into our lives. They are the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is the path that leads to least friction. And the danger is that you get trapped before you know it, because these things that you do don't require any thinking from you. When you grab your phone and open social media, you do it unconsciously, right? It's an unconscious decision. On the other hand, when you grab a book and open it, you always make a conscious decision, right? You'll never do that unconsciously. And this path of most resistance, as I like to call it, is uncomfortable. This new path you're gonna take is gonna be uncomfortable. But what I like to say is that on the other side of your comfort zone, systematically lies discomfort. So discomfort is something you cannot avoid if you want to grow as a person. And what's challenging is that your habits become instinct. When you grab your phone, you do it instantly. When you eat junk food, you do it instantly, because they require no thinking from you. But if you want to grow as a person, and if you want to create this new life for yourself and become the best version you can be, you need to go against your instinct. Your instinct is always going to lead you to the path of least resistance, but you have to say, no, I'm going to choose the path of most resistance. And the way you go against your instinct and choose the path of most resistance is by questioning everything you do. And I mean everything you do. You need to ask yourself certain questions. Why do I do the things I do? What am I trying to avoid? What void am I trying to fill? And why? You just you need to do this introspection, this inner work. That's basically just inner work. Going to the root of why you do the things that you do. And also a super important question you need to ask yourself is, why do I want to change my life? Seriously, why do you want to change your life? So you gotta have a clear vision and a clear understanding of why you do the things you do, either the good habits or the bad habits, and why you want to change your life. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. Let's say you grab your phone first thing in the morning, and I know that a lot of people do that, but grabbing your phone in the morning is not something natural. This is not something normal. So you need to ask yourself, why do I feel the urge to grab my phone in the morning? Is there something I'm trying to avoid? Is there a void I'm trying to fill? Why am I doing this? And I can't have the answers for you, but it might be that, for example, you don't have a morning routine. You don't have anything exciting that makes you want to get out of bed. Or maybe you believe that your life is so boring that looking at other people's lives first thing in the morning is an escape. Because if we look at it this way, when you sleep, you're unconscious, right? And if you feel the need to look at what other people are doing and to find a distraction as soon as you regain consciousness, it means that you're not comfortable with yourself. You're not comfortable with your life. There's nothing going on in your life that makes you want to focus on yourself. So the first thing you do is look at stories. That's something I used to do. I would wake up first thing in the morning, and I would look at everyone's stories. And this is always because there is a void inside you that you're trying to fill, or that there is something you're trying to avoid. Maybe you're trying to avoid your miserable life, or maybe there is something missing inside you. You don't feel whole with yourself. You don't feel comfortable with yourself. So you take in other people's lives to fill this void. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is just an example that I believe a lot of people struggle with, but I don't know why you're doing this. So you need to do the introspection yourself, the inner work, the shadow work yourself. But something I want to insist on is that every bad habit you have and that we have is either because we're trying to avoid something, or because there's a void that needs to be filled inside. So what void are you trying to fill? What thing are you trying to avoid and why? And this is how you start taking the path of most resistance, because once you know why you want to change your life, and once you understand that the things you're currently doing aren't going to help you become the person you want to be, it becomes easier to let go of all the bad habits and flip the script. More questions you should ask yourself are, is what I'm doing right now aligned with the person I want to be? Is what I'm doing right now gonna help me get closer to the person I want to be? I think I said it in another video. I think it's in the video, This Is Why You Can Change. Whenever I do something, I always ask myself, is this gonna take you closer to the person you want to be? Is this aligned with the person you want to be? And if the answer is no, I don't struggle at all. I just drop it. I let it go. And this is something that is super hard to do in the beginning. When you're doubting, when your vision is not clear, you're going to struggle with that. But the more you ask yourself these questions, why am I doing this? What void am I trying to fill? What am I trying to avoid? Is it aligned with the person you want to be? Why do I want to change my life in the first place? The more you ask yourself these questions, when you feel like giving in to your old habits, the more it'll be easier. Like, as I said, for example, something stupid is I spend my life on my computer, like literally. And when it's time to sleep, I have no problem turning the computer off and going to bed, because I know why I shouldn't do it, and I know why I should go to bed at the same time every night. Really, maybe that doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but whenever you feel like you're straying from the path, ask yourself these questions. Maybe I'll put them on the screen, and the more you'll do that, the easier it'll be, because you'll be so secure in the choices you make and in the person you want to be, that everything that isn't aligned with that person you want to be and that person you are deep inside, you'll just have no problem letting it go. So as I said, it's going to be super hard in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it'll get. There's also a quote that I love, and actually it's a part of a bigger quote, but I just took 2 lines of that quote that I absolutely loved. You're going to build a new comfort zone around the things that actually move you forward. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are. Letting go of stability and familiarity is terrifying. But when you realize that all these things you built were for a person that you don't want to be anymore and that isn't aligned with the person you want to be, it becomes so easier to let them go. And this is so comforting to tell yourself that maybe it's going to be hard to let go of all these things, but something better is awaiting me no matter what. Because also something that you need to remind yourself is that if you have a desire to change, it means that you don't feel comfortable in your environment and with yourself anymore. So the desire to change is actually a good thing, because where you are right now isn't aligned with the person you want to be or like the person you're becoming anymore. You'll need to leave behind familiar comforts, routines, and identities of the past that won't serve you in your new life, because you need to let go of certain things in order to make place for better and bigger things. So that might mean letting go of your environment, of certain relationships, of certain behaviors you have. And something you can do, and that I think can help you, is to just take a pen and a paper and go through your day or your life in general and write down all the things about your life that you don't like or that you would like to improve. And that is going to help you pinpoint the areas of change and of improvement in your life, because it's only when you are aware of your patterns that you can change them and flip the script. Sometimes it might require cutting out unsupportive people or people you don't feel aligned with, or completely changing your routines and the content you consume, or it might require letting go of the person you thought you were and all the beliefs you had as well. Because the great news is that everything that is meant for your future self will be waiting for you on the other side of comfort and familiarity. And I prefer holding on to that, even if it's super uncomfortable. The things that I have right now are not aligned with the person I want to be, and that letting go of those things might be super hard and uncomfortable, but what is meant for me is just waiting for me on the other side of discomfort and unfamiliarity. And something else that I've learned and that has hit me as well is that your comfort zone isn't gonna get you further. If you have big dreams, high ambitions, all these things, your comfort zone is never going to take you to those things that you want. So stepping out of your comfort zone is just unavoidable if you want your new life to become a reality, because insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting the same results. And I used to do that, and so many people do that, and I know the struggle, but I think we're a bit delusional because we as humans are afraid of change. We are afraid of discomfort, pain, and change. So we are being delusional and we keep doing the same things, hoping that it's going to take us to where we want to be. So it's just like, for example, if you scroll on social media, I keep using this example because I don't know, but if you keep scrolling on social media when you know that you should be studying, like, it feels like there's a mental barrier of like it's just you're just being delusional. You tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna have such a high grade, but at the same time you're scrolling on TikTok. Like, we're just being delusional because we hate discomfort and change. We're avoiding discomfort, change, and the unfamiliar at all costs. So we just become delusional. We keep doing the same things. We never change anything and just hope that everything will turn out okay. But it won't. It won't. If you don't change something, it just won't turn out okay. So stepping into the unfamiliar, into discomfort is inevitable. Like, I feel like this is a theme that I have in my videos, but if you want to grow as a person and if you want to reach your dreams and your goals, unfamiliarity and discomfort are going to be your two best friends, because you're going to be living with them as if they were your roommates. And again, to break this cycle of insanity, you need to do introspection, inner work, shadow work. Why do I do the things I do? What am I trying to avoid? Pain, discomfort, whatever. Just know it so you can work on it. Another uncomfortable truth is that it takes times of imbalance to get to balanced times. And I love this quote that I don't remember where I found, but it truly takes times of imbalance, times of uncertainty, times of unfamiliarity and discomfort to get to balanced times. Because when you're changing, you are between two states. You're going from one stable state to another stable state. And right now, when you're changing, you're in between those two states. So what's in between is your times of imbalance. And it takes those times of imbalance to get to balanced times. So the person you want to be, your new stability. In times of imbalance, you'll doubt yourself and you'll feel miserable because your comfort zone is always going to try to grab you and take you back to your old habits, to the familiar, to stability. And also some people might tell you that you're changing, you've changed, you're not the same person anymore, whatever. So in order to prepare for those times of imbalance, it needs to be clear to you why you want to change. Why do you want to change? Because if you know why you want to change, it's going to be easier to navigate those times of imbalance. Your answer is going to help you not go back to the familiar and to the stable and to the comfort. And one day you'll wake up and you'll have reached those balanced times. So don't let these times of imbalance intimidate you. I said everything I wanted to say today, and I hope you found value in the video. If you did, you can subscribe for more videos like this to help you improve your life. And you can also tell me in the comments if one of the things I said resonated with you, and if you want me to dive deeper into one of the points I went over in another video. And I am rooting for you as always, and I hope to see you in the next video.